Maxx, and I'm here with Push Pull, and today we are talking to...
Hi, I'm Corinne Halbert, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. Painter, illustrator, and cartoonist who tends to create horror and a little bit more gritty type supernatural weirdo artwork.
So where do you get the ideas for all of that supernatural gritty stuff?
I think just growing up, I had an extremely happy childhood, but unfortunately I had a series of deaths in the family that really impacted my entire life at a very young age. And the combination of that, and then just, in my teenage years, just starting to listen to heavy metal, getting really into horror movies. I've just always had this kind of taste for the dark side.
Ah. So do you have a favorite horror movie?
I have a few. It's so hard to pick one. I mean, I feel like one of the most influential horror movies would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre by Tobe Hooper.
Okay.
So if I had to pick one, that might be the one. But The Devils by Ken Russell is one of my favorite movies. I also love Maniac, starring Joe Spinell. So those are a couple of my favorites.
Awesome. The sort of characters that you draw and stuff, are those from anything, or are they all just your imagination?
So when I do horror movie tributes. Those are going to be references from film stills from the films that I am obsessed with. And then when I've been doing this new series called Mutations, and most of the imagery for that, I am looking at images of the silent era film actresses, just like old Hollywood. I just love the incredibly dramatic lighting that they used in those portraits. So that's where I'm getting a lot of the imagery from in my newer paintings.
Okay. And you collected the Mutations into a zine recently, which we just... Yes. And I noticed right away that you're using like a totally different color scheme than I've ever seen you use before. So you went from the sort of black and red that we've seen for years and broke out into this teal and pink. So what inspired that change?
And here is the zine that Maxx is referring to, Mutations. I actually just sent off to the printer for Mutations number 2.
Wow.
So you can see some of the images in here. So basically, I've had a hard couple of years in my life, in my personal life. And then with the pandemic and everything that's unraveled in the past few months, basically my anxiety has gotten to a level I had no idea it could get to. And so I really wanted to start using colors that just make me happy. And I've always loved Holbein acrylic wash. That's like one of my favorite types of paint. And they just have this incredible line of these beautiful fluorescent high key colors. And I just kind of just started doing it, and it just felt so good. I just had to keep doing it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're two of my favorite colors, and especially together. So I have been reading them.
Awesome.
I like them. What sort of, you create a lot of art that can be very shocking to some people. And what sort of messages are you hoping that we'll get from that? I'm guessing that it has more to do with like empowering than it does with, just for the sake of being shocking. But that's my guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't feel like I'm a shock jock artist. I mean, maybe some of my old work when I was younger and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, some of that stuff is just off the rails, and I don't even know how to explain it. But it's just, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. We were talking about, we all have these like kind of like ugly things inside of us, and people don't really like to talk about them, but everyone has them. And I feel like I am just kind of constantly just trying to purge some of that stuff out of me. So I don't know if that makes any sense. And just, I'm not a Satanist, but I love the devil. So there's a lot of like, you know, admiration for Satan going on and things like that, if that makes any sense.
I think that I find that a lot with artists is that there's a lot of satanic imagery used by people that don't identify as Satanists or as satanic themselves. Is there anything specific that is like empowering about that, or like why you enjoy that image, or the sort of fake persona of Satan?
Yeah, so I was raised in an Irish Catholic household, and well, my grandmother is Irish Catholic. My grandfather was Polish from the Ukraine and then Canada, but very heavy Irish Catholic upbringing. And I went to Catholic school through feel like I will always have this fascination with Catholicism, and particularly the imagery, because the imagery in that religion is just bonkers. It's like psychedelic, stained glass. I absolutely love the imagery. And then so I think my love of Satan is kind of like, it's a little bit of a rebellion, I guess, you know, like it's almost like all that stuff you told us is such bullshit, you know. It's kind of my way of just saying, you know, you're full of it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I didn't have any sort of religious upbringing, so I'm always kind of fascinated by people that do, and like how you express that rebellion, especially into your adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing during this pandemic?
So the first like month and a half I was laid off, so I was home painting constantly, which was great in one sense. In another sense, I was just like eating whatever I want and not exercising. And I actually got like really sick for a little while just because like I'm getting to the age where you just can't do that anymore. But I'm feeling better now, which is great. And then I went back to work. I work at a small press bookstore in Chicago, Illinois called Quimby's Bookstore. It's one of my favorite stores, kind of adjacent to what Push Pull does. Mm-hmm. We have tons of zines and books and all sorts of great weird stuff. And so I'm back there right now 3 days a week. We're only open 5 days a week. So I'm basically juggling doing that for my day job, continuing working on my mutation series, and then I have like a boatload of commissions. I'm super happy about all of them. I'm just trying to like not get overwhelmed because you know, when you get a queue lined up, you know, it's like I like to clear stuff, you know. So I'm having to like, basically if people are getting in touch with me, I'm just telling them like I can't do yours till a couple months from now or whatever, because you know I have like a solid line of them. So that's great. So yeah, I'm basically doing 3 different jobs essentially.
Yes, which is sort of the normal artist thing, right?
Oh yeah.
So what type of stuff do people commission you for?
A lot of bands, or like for like a book cover, or I just got asked to, I don't want to talk about it in too much detail, just because I don't like to reveal the things until they're actually, you know, printed, you know what I mean? But I'm going to do a liquor can label, which I'm really excited about because I've always wanted to do, you know, a beer label, or this is more of like a cocktail in a can situation. So that's really cool. And then sometimes people just hire me to do portraits of them or them and their lover, or stuff like that. Yeah. I've been blessed with a lot of great clients, so I feel super lucky.
Excellent. And let's see, do you have any, because you're a bookstore person, do you have any like book inspirations or recommendations for us besides
Absolutely
pick up Mutations?
Yes. So I'm a huge horror manga fan. Junji Ito is one of my favorite artists. pick up any graphic novel by Junji Ito and you should be sitting pretty. Gyo is probably my favorite. Also, Junji Ito was, actually the book stack is holding something up over here so I can just read off of it. The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umezu, or Kazuo Umezu, was a big influence on Junji Ito. Also, absolutely remarkable horror manga. I have like a whole stack of books that I just need to be reading. But you know, I'm painting a lot, so it's just hard to do everything.
Yes, I totally understand that. So you can find all of Corinne's stuff and more at pushpullseattle.com, or you can come into our shop. Right now we're open 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday, 1 to 6. And Corinne, where can people find you?
So my website is just my name, which is CorinneHalbert.com, CorinneHalbert.com. You can find almost everything through there. There's a link to my Instagram page. I do a lot of posting on Instagram if you want to see what's the newest thing going on. And that's just my name again. Corinne Halbert is my handle. And I have a store through Big Cartel, and the link is also on my website.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I love Push Pull.
Yay.
Yeah, we got a lot of bags. Let's get to it, shall we? Come on, let's go.